NFL.
What's going on, guys? Costi with Tales from the Ticket and Eric, episode number 31. After we took a Thanksgiving break off from the actual show, doesn't mean we took off because obviously the plays were flowing. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Just rocking and rolling, man. Just ready to roll. It's hard to believe 31 weeks since we transitioned from the radio. 21 weeks away from a year of doing it on YouTube. So what's up? What do you want to hit today? What do you want to discuss?
Well, it's the cool part about the show is this is completely unscripted. We've done this the entire time. That's what makes it so unique and interactive, because we allow any of the viewers to post questions, concerns, how they could make money, what they're lacking. Because we're so unique and we're not handicappers, everything has to do with pricing. And to us, how do I say this? The winning and losing is part of the game. And even though most of the clients that I deal with say they can handle the losing, they can't. As soon as there's a losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking phone calls now live on air.
I don't know because I never got a call back.
Earth to Eric.
Okay. I will check, and if not, I'll call you back. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye.
What was so important that you had to take the call?
You said whatever. It's live, baby, not Memorex. Yeah, so one of the things we talked about on the videos, you do a video every day, I do 2 videos every day, is, I just got a comment, talk about freeform, a comment, and I never get comments on the reel that was posted at PickDawgz. And, you get an alert when somebody posts a comment on the reel, and the guy goes, and it was about basically not being able to make money in parlays. And it's the last reel on my YouTube, on my Instagram. And the guy, I'll turn the volume down so you don't have to hear the reel. The guy posted a comment basically saying that I'm old and he can make money playing parlays. Okay. All right, fine. I just talked to a client 10 minutes ago who blew himself out trying to parlay games. And again, I have other clients that they're addicted to parlays and pay me for my straight bets and then do tie them into parlays. But it's like, for instance, on my dime club, I was 3-1 yesterday. So if somebody just parlayed them, they lost. So again, this is like you can do things for entertainment, and it's fine if you just understand its negative expected value, negative EV. And that we've already discussed this. All of the legal sports books post their P&Ls in their financial statements, and all their money is made from the parlay. So what's interesting to me is it's kind of like what we call in psychology cognitive dissonance. You have the math from the publicly traded companies stating simply, we make no money if people don't make parlays. And then you have me putting out a presentation and stating this simple fact, right? It's not an opinion, it's a fact. And then you have people that want to argue with the fact because they don't want to hear the fact. And this is why 99.99% of gamblers lose. It's because they literally, the guy wrote, plenty of pros do parlays. This guy's just old. If you think any pros do parlays, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. Correlated parlays, yes. Unfortunately, you can't do correlated parlays because correlated parlays, you get banned. So the parlays that one could actually do to make money they take away from you because you don't have the volume to play the parlays. So, it is amazing how literally you could literally take someone outside, tell them to look up. So you see the sky? The sky is blue. And the guy goes, no, the sky's not blue. The sky's red. This is gamblers. This is a gambler. And this is a real gambler, someone who's not interested in actually winning. He's literally looking up and he's like, the sky is blue. No, the sky is red. They will argue about every point that will actually make them money, as opposed to saying, you know what, maybe the guy's got a point. Only reason why I brought that up is because it's literally the last comment on my reel.
Well, it's like
plenty of pros do parlays. Nah, the guy's just old.
First of all, 0 pros do parlays. Myself, I ultimately have the itch for a parlay as well on NFL Sunday. But my fraction of a bet, what I always tell clients or just friends or anybody in general, let's say your unit and you're betting on average $100 a game. Bet the parlay for $10. Not bet it for 100 to have the stupid crazy payout. If you're in that, what I mean by this is the games that have spreads. So football, basketball, even any of those sports, college and pro. Now, you can get away with it. The one sport that I've always said you get the best odds for any parlay is UFC. It's the only sport where you get legitimate positive odds on a parlay. And the reason is because you can predict the outcome of the fight. So you basically take a favorite, and because you could predict the way the fight finishes, you turn him into an underdog. So there's value there because you're getting the most out of the parlay. The odds make sense. You can't, what I see a lot, Eric, and I see this from a lot of friends as well. They'll send me their parlay cards because obviously we're in the business. So everybody and their auntie have to send us their bets to show us what we're doing for the day. And what they'll do is they'll show me, like, instead of -7, the team is -3, alternate line. Instead of under 54, it's under 60, alternate line. So they're creating these parlays where they're giving themselves even worse odds. So on paper, it looks like an easy hit because you're adjusting the line 5-6 points either way. But the value of what you're getting back is so minuscule. Why even bother having to sweat 7 independent wagers? So I always tell them it's a horrible idea. They tell me that it's a horrible idea, but like you said, they still do it week after week because it gives them that hope, like that even money bet. I think the analogy that I've always used is when you play Hold'em, no limit Hold'em with 2 cards, and then you go to 4-card or 5-card PLO, pot limit Omaha, you never want to go back in that same night to 2-card Hold'em, because what is pot limit Omaha? It's crack. When you have 5 cards and you're playing a board, or some people even play 2 boards, for those poker guys out there that know what I'm talking about, that's basically crack. And then going back to just having 2 cards is not exciting enough. So it's the same thing when they bet parlays. It's not exciting enough for them to put up 1,000 to win 1,000. They rather put up 1,000 to win 20,000. The even money bet no longer is enticing enough because of the psychological effect of what a parlay does to your dopamine. It's like you instantly, when you make that wager before it starts, you're like, wow. I mean, there's some guys out there that do. We've had a couple clients, probably more than a couple at this point, that hit like a 6-figure parlay. But the problem is, once you hit it, you're then chasing that next 6-figure parlay. You're not chasing anything less than that. So if you do a parlay that's less than 6 figures and you're only making 20,000 on the parlay, again, then that parlay is not exciting enough.
Right.
So they're chasing the bigger payout, the bigger payout, the bigger payout, the bigger payout. Yeah, I mean, like Big Dre just said it. The sports books absolutely want you to play parlays.
I mean, I was laughing because I never read the comments that hard.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at my reel on my Instagram, it's like in my next life, I want to own a sports book. Like literally, it's a business that you can never not make money in with dealing with the mentality of these people. They're all in there ultimately triggered by the fact that they're being told something that's my whole thing, right? We can say anything. Like I always say, fuck your opinions. Facts are only thing that matters. And so when I'm talking about a fact, and then you see people that are actually taking issue with a fact, and they're going into the comments and they're losing their minds and they're trying to justify their bad behavior, it just goes to show you why I have a name for these people. They're called bookmaker delights. These are the same guys that will call the office and they will say to you, I hit a parlay for 20,000, and you say, oh yeah, my base product's 4,000 a month, and they start breathing heavy and their heart rate goes up. Which is it? Which is it? Can't have it both ways.
Well, I think
so.
Sorry.
So I'm just saying, it's like I don't read the comments a lot, and I'm reading them now, and I'm like, it's insane. You literally have people that talk themselves into bad betting strategies. And that's why bookmakers will be in business in memoriam without losing. Because you can't change crazy. Crazy is when I say to somebody 2 + 2 = 2, and 2 + 2 = 4, and they go, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It equals 3. This is the whole conversation about parlays. So basically, in essence, that's the conversation. You're telling me.
Is it really just about parlays, Eric? I feel like in our industry is the only industry in the history of anything else where somebody will call us and tell us they could do a better job on their own.
All of them.
There's no other industry on this earth that somebody would call. It's like calling the doctor's office going, I need to get checked up for a physical. Then the doctor gets on the phone and said, here's what you need to do. You got your blood work. You got this. You got that. These are the medications you need to take. And you then tell the doctor, no. I know what I need to take to be better. Then the doctor would say, why are you even calling me? That would never happen in the real world. So because we're in a profession where it's based on data, based on information, and information is what leads the way, the people that call us are looking for the information. They want to be basically what they're half the people that call us. They're just simply looking for their own confirmation of their own opinion. They want to be told that tonight in the Lions and Cowboys game that they are on the Cowboys and somebody else is going to tell them that they're on the Cowboys. That's simply it. And everybody has the same memento, which is I win. What does that even mean? What does I win mean? I try to break it down. Okay, well, have you kept a P&L over the last year? No. But I win. I had a good week. Well, you're just borrowing money for the last week. Have you ever actually tracked your bets? Because psychologically, the 10 deposits you made in the last 6 months, you completely forgot about them. You only remember what's in your account today. So I have changed my ways because, yes, I'm a real personality and I've been doing this for decades. But the people I talk to, I don't waste time anymore. Where before I would basically be a consultant. I would sit there and take a 30-minute presentation of what will change that person's future if he became a client. And when a return happens is that person is just looking for the confirmation of their own opinion. They don't want the help. They will not change their betting style. They will not change what they've been doing. And that's really the definition of insanity, Eric. They keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I am just going to bet football. I am just going to bet on Saturday and Sundays. They keep making these lines in the sand like this is what I want to do. You're basically, if you're not trading and you don't have your hand on the pulse 7 days a week, 365 days a year, including holidays, you're at a complete disadvantage in this market. Do something else.
Completely.
Do something else. You want to take off days because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that. I only like to bet NFL because I know about NFL. I only want to bet college football because I watch college football. Who cares?
I don't care.
Who cares? And no matter what, I think it's the younger generation, and I'm not saying it's all bad, but the younger generation that wasn't raised on credit bookies, where a credit bookie was not going to give you a $200 credit line. They're not in it for a $200 credit. Now you can open up any of these legalized accounts with $5 in them. These people that don't really have wealth, they hit a huge parlay, but the psychology of how they bet is so screwed up that they're basically never going to win ever, ever, ever. And it's sad because it's the bonuses. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. The profit boosts, the bonuses, the most bet parlays, the in-game commercials, the social media that says somebody hit a 13 leg yesterday. Anytime that is posted, psychologically, the better, the culture, the college kid instantly thinks that they have a shot. And it's sad because that's where this business is heading to. And then we only grab a few of the ones, unfortunately, more our age, that understand that it's no different than crypto trading. It's no different than day trading stocks. It's no different than day trading futures. It's no different than day trading commodities. That's what we line up with. And if people don't take that route, buyer beware. You will get smashed in this industry.
I like when you go on these monologues. It's actually kind of cool. It's like trading places. Did you watch I'm going to play it for everybody here because I think it's the hilarious. Did you watch the Instagram that I tagged you in?
I did. I actually saw it before you sent it to me.
Oh, so I'm going to play it. This is the funniest thing ever.
It was the funniest thing ever.
Okay, as long as you keep winning.
100% disagree.
Hold on.
So what's your take?
Gambling's okay.
Women, when their vagina is wet and they're feeling.
Well, here's what you do. You send me you send it to me if you recorded it, and I could play it.
Well, no, I just have the.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to just send it to you. You can bring it up on the screen. No, it's just from Instagram.
Is it a recording?
Nah, it's just the Instagram. Can you play the Instagram?
Yeah.
I just sent it to you.
But you go ahead, and then I'll get it all queued up.
So, the whole thing is funny watching these memes is, everybody is. First of all, let's talk about why you're getting this together. I said this a couple of weeks ago. Dogs were favorites were absolutely killing it in the NFL. I mean, destroying it, 57%. And I said everything at the end of the season in all sports comes back to the mean, which is 50%. So every single sport at the end of the season is 50% plus or minus 1%. So at the time of this recording, at the time of this live show on Thursday, Costi, the NFL is 98, 93, and 3. 51.3% the favorites have covered. So you're down juice, 98, 93. So think about that. You were 57%. You've now lost 6% in a week and a half. So what happens is it's the whole concept of trading, buying low and selling high. everybody wants to chase the top. It's called FOMO in the stock market, fear of missing out. So you log in and you say, all the favorites won last week in the NFL. This is the time where you want to go back and you want to look at the overall records and say, we know we're going to end at 50% at the end of the season, period. Again, facts, not up for emotion, not up for debate, not up for opinions, just facts, 50%. So you're sitting at something at 57%. You already know there's going to be a bounce back. And that's exactly what happened. The dogs started coming in full force. College football, 444 and 410 and 22, 52%. So if you bet every favorite, you're 52% in college football. If you've bet every NFL favorite, you're 51.3%. In the NBA, if you bet we're going to get to the NBA last. NCAA basketball, if you bet every favorite, you're 695 and 660 and 21, 51.3%. So NFL, Costi, and NCAA basketball have the same percentage, 51.3% for the favorites. Then you have the only sport where the dog has the winning record right now is the NBA. It was even. Remember I said a couple of weeks ago it was 85, 85. Now it's 168, 151, and 4. 52.7%. So think about these numbers I'm giving you. 51.3%, 52%, 52.7%, 51.3%. Everything is 50%. There is no public. There is no sharp. There is no tracking the money. It's all bullshit. If you just throw a dart at the board, you're 50%. So when you know that, you know that. You're texting me back the video?
Yeah, I'm going to play it.
Oh, go ahead. Play it.
Well, hold on. I'm getting it queued up.
So my point is, guys get excited and think they have an edge and think they have an angle. And the reality is there is no edge and there is no angle unless you're going to actually put in the work. And
so what's your take? Gambling's okay as long as
you playing it up? Cue it up.
Just keep doing it. I have to convert it real quick so people could.
So what was interesting is I watched a video that was about 6 months. It was about six months old on another channel, and a guy won $100 million playing NBA. We all know who he is in the business. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to broadcast the video, but there was a part in the video where they asked him what his edge was, and his edge was 4%. 4%. So he's betting $100 million a week, and he's trying to make 4% on his money. And it's so funny because, like he even said, the average gambler has unrealistic expectations, which is why they try to parlay, because they want to get these multi-1,000% returns. I almost liken parlaying, if you're a crypto guy, is like buying a meme coin. It's like buying fart coin, right? It's not buying Bitcoin, right? Straight betting is buying Bitcoin. It's very boring. It's just going to go up forever. You're not going to get these huge swings. And then you buy some shit coin at 0.00001 of a penny that goes up exponentially to $3, and you make, $500,000 in an afternoon. Of course, you can do that, but you can also get rug pulled, which means lose all your money in 5 seconds. Who was that girl? What was that Haktua chick? She had what did she?
Rug pull.
She had she put out the coin, made $1 gazillion in like 15 minutes. And then just whoosh, Trump's coin, same thing.
Sorry, Eric. I don't know. Oh, actually, here we go.
Go ahead, play it. It's the funniest thing ever.
I don't know if it. Now it's not converting. I have to have it a certain conversion.
So how'd you do all those previous ones?
I don't know.
Huh?
It's not working. I have to figure out a way to convert it to a what I'll do is I'll drop it in the comments, and then you guys could watch it yourself. But it's pretty hilarious.
It's the funniest thing ever. He goes, you'll just keep, you just borrow money. You just keep doubling down, doubling. It's the martingale strategy. If you just keep betting forever and you just keep doubling down, you keep doubling down, you keep doubling down, you keep doubling down. I
mean, look, we've always said martingale works, but the problem is you get tapped out at your limits.
Well, even in a casino, if you're playing baccarat, you're playing
right. You get tapped out. You get tapped out at your limits.
Now, were you able to listen to what I was saying about the percentages? How there's really everything's 50%. Right now, this entire season, everything's 50%. Like when a guy tells me I like betting only dogs, the only thing I didn't talk about was hockey and baseball, because that's the only advantage in not being 50% and being 40%, right? You know, you can't make money so the parlay issue, Costi, is no different than the baseball issue. You know, when I get the most insane comments is during baseball season. When I say I only bet dogs, and if you bet on the Dodgers, you're a fucking idiot. And every season I'm right.
Look at the money. It's not hard.
And these guys will fight me tooth and nail in the comments and my videos, and they will send me long form emails about how they were able to make money betting 150 favorites. And the level of psychosis is just so astronomical at how somebody can literally talk themselves into doing something that is not monetarily, arithmetic, mathematically viable to a long-term winning strategy, and be so convinced that, yes, they can make money with this. Like if somebody tells me
I want to answer this for Dre. Dre, first of all, you ask questions every week. We are trying to make you a better sports trader. We already answered this for you before. The 80% of the money doesn't mean anything.
There's no 80% of the money.
Because if you're going to look at the money, you have to know who's putting money on the line on that side and why.
Listen, I normally don't do this on this thing. Call Costi, give me your fucking credit card and learn how to fucking win. I normally don't do enough of the bullshit, Big Red.
We're trying to make you better, Dre, but every time.
Like I told Steve in Virginia.
What is this? What is this? I went heavy. I want to bet Dallas. Doesn't matter. What is the reason people are betting the game and why? Why is the money on the side and why? You're looking at all the wrong things.
So here's the thing about someone like, let's dissect Big Red. Obviously, it's a moniker. It's not a real name. Wouldn't know Big Red if he was standing. Big Dre, Big Red, wouldn't know if he was standing in front of us, right? And that's cool. The internet's a beautiful thing. People can be anonymous or people can be like us. I commend you for coming here and watching the show every week, because you're doing something that most gamblers aren't doing, which is you're taking the time to watch a show that's not based on free picks. What I don't understand is after 31 episodes, this is episode 31, why you're still asking questions that are completely, just like I said earlier, about how to lose money. It's like, is this stuff sinking in?
It's not. Dre, I am sorry. You need help. If you want to find the help, call us, but you don't have to.
No, you actually have to. You have to. I'm demanding you call in.
Listen, I always take the position of if people are interested, they're going to reach out to us.
I'm joking.
But this 200, 300, there's no such thing as a guarantee in sports betting. Even the best teams lose outright. There was a guy years ago that had a strategy where he played only minus 2,000 college basketball plays or bigger in parlays.
Yeah, how'd he do?
And at the end of the year,
living in a trailer park and fucking
he still didn't win because even the best teams lose. I don't know if you guys remember watching college basketball. Virginia played UMBC. UMBC is 20 minutes from our office. UMBC beat them outright, catching 30 points. You don't think that's possible? There's no such thing as a guarantee. Zero guarantees.
But let's answer his question now without being. Let me answer his question that you have up on the screen. So, any thoughts on these type of bets? Yeah, if you read the prospectus of FanDuel, DraftKings, Fanatics, Flutter Entertainment. I'm trying to think of what else publicly traded companies. all of them make huge profits from these bets. There's your answer. Their stock prices go up because of these bets. There's your answer, right? That's it. There's your answer, right? No sports book is scared of a. That's the other thing with the parlay bullshit. No sports book is going to limit you for parlaying. As a matter of fact, I don't want to use the wrong terminology. You cook the account to look like a square by betting parlay. So think about it. If you're a professional bettor and you don't want to get cooked, you don't want to have your limits, you don't want to have your bets sent to trading, you need to add parlays, because whether they win or whether they lose, they know that no opposite of this guy's comment on my reel, no pro would ever use parlays as an actual realistic strategy unless they're correlated. I always want to give the caveat, unless they're correlated, but if they're correlated, you can't get any real money down on them anyway. So it's a waste of time. So if you want to look like a dope, you parlay. And then you have all these people asking questions about parlays. The sports books are literally giving you the answer. You can bet whatever you want, how much ever you want on a parlay. You are never going to be banned, even if you hit an 18-teamer like Mr. Virginia Beach. You're not going to be banned. You're not going to be banned because it's a sucker bet. Period. And if you bet one game and you beat the number for $100, you're going to be banned. So there's your answer.
Correlated is same game, side, and total. That's correlated.
It's basically in baseball only.
And it really matters only in baseball only, where you take the side and the total.
A correlated, I'm going to read you the AI definition on Google. A correlated parlay is a single sports bet that combines two or more wagers where the outcome of one bet significantly influences the outcome or likelihood of the other bet. In essence, if the first leg of the parlay wins, the second leg has a much better chance of winning as well, increasing the overall probability of the entire parlay hitting. So then it says right under it, key characteristics: disallowed by most sports books. For this reason, most sports books prohibit or limit correlated parlays, especially within same game parlays, to protect themselves from significant losses. Some books may offer specific same game parlays, but they will adjust the odds to reflect the correlation. Or common examples of a correlated parlay within a single game parlay. A classic example involves betting on a team to cover a large point spread and also betting on the game to go over the total. If a team is a heavy favorite and covers a large point spread, they are more likely to have the game go over the total. So you have a college football team and they're minus 25 and the total 60. You're laying minus 25 over 60, or you're taking plus 25 under 60. Because if you expect the dog to cover, you expect there to be less points because the favorite didn't outperform. These are correlated parlays. Halftime and full-time results. If you combine a first half bet with a full game bet, it's a correlated parlay. A high-scoring first half makes a high-scoring second half more likely, but again, they limit you. So in baseball, it's, I believe, dog and the under, right? Dog and the under at home, favorite and the over on the road.
Right.
Favorite and the over on the road. You try doing that after a week and you're betting 1,000 on a correlated parlay. So, like, for instance, talk about the garbage Dodgers. Shit team, worst team to ever bet on last year, the year before, and next year. Even though they won the World Series, just bet against them. You always print money. Let's say they're laying 200. Well, then you're taking the Dodgers and the over
On the road.
Or you're taking the home team because they get the bottom of the ninth inning and the under, the dog and the under. You do it a couple times, you get crushed. The sport, when I say you get crushed, you win, and then you can no longer make a bet higher than $25.
I ought to answer this question. So you get a W2G, just like if you were at a slot machine and you play and you get a hand pay. the
No,
books, they come up and they give you a W-2G, which is reported. Same thing with the sports books at the end of the year. Now it is state
I gotta
specific.
interrupt you before
Go
you
ahead.
continue. So ready for the truth? Nobody has to pay taxes on their sports winnings. You know why?
They're net negative.
Exactly. Nobody wins.
Well,
There's
no, I mean, so
no. What I'm saying, no. I'm saying unless you're a pro, no. Unless you're a pro, it's bullshit. It is an illusion. It's like that fucking Dino the dinosaur, that imbecile in Jersey, calling you up, telling you he took 100,000 or 1.3 million, the goof that he is. And now he's calling you back and he's saying, I went from up 1.3 million to minus 500,000 on the actual app. And his goal is to get even before January 1st. So Real Thor 89, all you have to do is open up your DK app and run a report for your total revenue in and out, profit and loss since January 1st. If you are not positive, then there's no taxes. That's the end. Now, if you happen to be the 0.1% that actually is profitable on the year, technically you would hand that form into your accountant, and if you made $1,000, you take it as capital gains and you report it to the IRS on the app. The sports books will send you a P&L. They will send you a form in the mail or electronically to your email if there's something to report, which means that you're actually profitable. Now, again, I sound like a fucking prick. Well, you know what? I am a fucking prick. I'm a prick in the fact that you guys watching this are delusional and you think you're actually winning when you're not, right? And the guys that are actually winning are the ones that actually have to pay their taxes, get the large forms from the sports books. And if you read the financials from the sports books, they're literally telling you basically it's nobody wins. It's like 1% of all bettors that actually. I don't mean having a winning week. I don't mean you're not having a great month in December. The tax question is based from January 1st of 2025 to December 31st of 2025. It's not based on you going on a run like the moron Dino, who's not a client, so I get to call him a moron. I wouldn't call a client a moron, but the moron was bragging that he was up 250,000 the last time I talked to him for the month of November, while he's still down 700,000. So how can you pay taxes if he won 250,000 when he's still down 500,000? He can't because he's a moron. Sorry.
Well, I think Real Thor, you don't have a problem. It looks like you're in the medical MJ business and you're a crypto guy anyway. Looks like in his logo, it looks like that is maybe
marijuana.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. That looks like, is it juicy fruit? Just a guess. I haven't smoked weed in 10 years. I used to be a very weed connoisseur as I traveled to Amsterdam when I was 18 years old. Please post and tell me if I'm close. It looks like juicy fruit from here, but now, the game has changed.
Honestly, look, a client sent me. This is the only thing I smoke. A client sent me. Look.
My question is,
see that, Costi?
If anybody in the comments knows what Opus is.
Look at that.
That's what I smoke.
That's deliciousness right here. Woo! That's the only thing I smoke. Juicy Opus. Client sent me.
And you only like the regular Opus too.
Yeah, the hard, nasty shit. All that smooth stuff. All that smooth.
Mills. So it's funny you bring this up. I knew it was going to happen at some point where UFC was going to be affected by it, just because the lower level UFC fighters are not making.
Mills has a better beard than me, man.
He does have a good beard. I'm an MMA freak. I got Mills. I'm going to, after I get off the show, I'm going to send you a ticket. I'm still bitter. It's been what?
Dude, how long do I have to hear about this?
My best friend, who's me and him have, the only parlays we ever bet are in the UFC. He had two. And I said, I'm following you for this one just because he's a sharp, he's a pro. So he sends it to me. Again, it wasn't look, for me, for a parlay, I put 500 on it. the payout was 52,000. I hit 5 out of 6 legs. Well, the second parlay that he didn't send me hit for 54. Talking about sitting next to somebody at a poker game, like being happy for him because he's my best friend, but also he's been trying to buy my love every single day since that event. He's taken me 50-yard line to the Steelers game on Sunday. He gave me, not the sports book, he gave me free play. He kept Apple paying me. He's like, look, man, here, just put in whatever you want. I'm like, fuck you. How about that? 500 to win 52,000.
So I'm still
a little bitter.
No, but let's use this as, so we don't want to misinform people. We're saying parlays are for losers. So let's talk about the parlays in UFC. Yeah. So let's talk about the difference why parlays in UFC are okay and regular traditional sports parlays are not okay.
Well, in my opinion, you're taking a favorite and you're turning them into a dog when you predict a fighter to finish the outcome. I do a lot of double chance, which means that if we think it's going to go, double chance means you pick two out of the 3 ways that you can, there's going to be a fight outcome. So either it's going to go to a decision, a submission, or knockout. So if you take a fighter that's minus 210 and you say he's either going to submit the guy or knock him out, it's not going to go to a decision. You could take that minus 210 to a plus 130. So you're creating avenues where you're taking a favorite and you're turning them into an underdog. And you're getting great value because now you have 5 underdog fighters when in reality they're 3 of the 5 might be already favored to win, but you're getting great odds because you're turning it into an underdog.
But in essence, what you're saying is it's
positive EV.
No, but what you're saying is what his question was before, Big Dre, which was if you're taking favorites that are minus 300, minus 300, minus 500, and you're tying them together, in essence, what you're doing is you're saying the same thing for UFC, but it's okay for UFC, but it's not okay for sports.
Well, the odds, that's not true because if you're doing it his way, you're taking minus 200, minus 200, minus 200, minus 200, you're putting them in a parlay, your odds are not that great on that payout. I'm taking minus 200s and I'm turning them into plus 130. You can't do that in the regular sports. You can't turn, you can't turn the Patriots into an underdog just strictly on the basis of moving the line. It doesn't work like that. In tennis, you can't turn a favorite into an underdog. Yeah, you can predict the outcome of how many games they close them out in, but in boxing, there's only 2 outcomes. It's either a knockout or a decision. UFC is the only sport where you have 3 different outcomes. And if you have the ability to know what you were doing and you know that the specific fighters that match up against each other, like if you have a boxer or a Muay Thai guy and he's facing a jiu-jitsu guy, well, the jiu-jitsu guy's not going to knock out the Muay Thai guy.
Right.
And the jiu-jitsu guy, if he wins the fight, he's going to take him on the ground and he's going to submit him or take him to a decision. So you're creating an avenue where and again, it's not as easy as me just saying that, obviously, but MMA has the best out of any sport out there, has the best probability for your value on your parlays, meaning you're getting the most honest expected odds out of any sport. Versus in football, if you're taking a minus 110, minus 110, minus 110, minus 110, and you're putting them together and you're putting in a 5-teamer, which gets you 20-1, you're not really getting good value.
So why did you hit that ticket for 50? No, I'm just joking.
Because Matt Brady got knocked the fuck out. That's why. Number 2 contender got absolutely destroyed by this Brazilian.
Let me ask you a question. Jumping forward, So I'm looking here. We're already at week 14 in the NFL, which starts this evening with the Dallas-Detroit matchup. Let's talk about your team. Your team. The line opened up at 8.5, went to 5.5. Now it's back to 6. The line is usually 3 in this game historically. Steelers, Ravens. What's your take on the game, and what's your take on the run to the Super Bowl? Or are you kind of like my son where you surrendered?
I don't know if I've surrendered, but the product that I've seen just looks very murky right now. You have the Ravens where Lamar hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in the last 3 games, which is a red flag. I don't know what's wrong with him. I know his hamstring, knee, and ankle were all hurting at the same time. And maybe he has to, because the fact that he knows that the defense isn't as good, he knows that the receivers aren't as good, he knows that the offensive line aren't as good, that he has to do so much, and he's trying to put the weight of the world on his shoulders, because if he's not out there in the field, they're not going to win the game. And I don't know if that's the case, but the mental game is not there for him right now. And again, NFL, we say this week after week, it stands for not for long. We talked about this in the beginning of the year. Then the Ravens were 1-5. Then all of a sudden, the Ravens are 5-5. Everything's all right in the world, and they're going to win the division. Now we have this blunder on Thanksgiving night against the Bengals at home. Now it's back to who's going to win this division. So this week, and I'll be there in person, basically the winner of this game is going to win the division. You have a 70% probability right now with the winner of this game to go ahead and win the division because of the way the schedule sets up. And I expect the Ravens to, hey, look, if you're not going to get ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers with the same record, with 5 games left, with the division on the line, if you're not getting up for this game as the Ravens, you're toast. And I think they're going to be ready. I think that the Steelers are more beat up than the Ravens. I'm optimistic. Yeah, I know there's people out there saying, oh, the Bengals can run the table. No, they won't. They're going to Buffalo.
Let's talk about week 14. So this is, I'm going to give you guys a complimentary selection I never give out. I'll use it on the video that on Saturday night for Sunday. So you have the Rams favored to win this as of right now. Rams plus 480, number 1 point spread team in NFL, along with Seattle and the Bears, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But let's go backwards. So you have the Rams number 1, Seattle number 2, Packers number 3. Now here's the interesting part: the top 3 teams in football against the spread: Seattle 9-3, the Bears 8-4, the Rams 8-4. You have the Bears. You have the third number 3 spot is the Packers, who the Bears are playing, and the Bears right now on a futures ticket are plus 2,500 when they're kicking ass. I don't know. I mean, if I was going to bet a futures right now today, I'm betting the Bears for value. And you have the Baltimore Ravens are plus 1,500. So
the Ravens have the 5th best odds right now to win the Super Bowl, right?
No, it's Rams 1, Seattle 2, Packers 3, Philly 4, Bills 5, Patriots 6, Broncos 7. Number 8 is the Ravens.
Really? Oh, that made it move down. I saw 5 early in the week. I guess different where you look at it.
But what's interesting is you got the Bears at plus 2,500. So, like, if I was going to bet a futures ticket right now, that's my free play for Sunday anyway. Bears plus 6.5 against the Packers to cover. You got this team is just on fire against the spread, and they're making them a 6.5 point. And that's kind of like people don't know the geography. The Bears and Green Bay are like right up the street from each other. But they're giving the Bears no respect being in the 2nd spot against the spread. Yeah, like I said, believe it or not, right below the Ravens, Costi, is Right below is the Colts and the Chiefs. So they're all in the same group. You got Ravens plus 1,500, Colts plus 1,600, KC plus 1,700. So they're in that little group by themselves. Ravens, Colts, and KC. So I don't know. What do you think about the Colts and KC making a run?
Well, Colts, I think, will be able to do it. KC's in a really tough spot due to their record, and for them to actually make it, they're not going to win it as a division leader. They have to make it as a wild card, and they still have a stretch to go here. I haven't looked up exactly, trying to see exactly who they face the last 5 weeks, if their schedule is tough or not. Tell you right now. So Kansas City, the rest of the way, has Houston, tough game. Chargers, tough game.
Real Thor 89. So this is what I love.
Tennessee, they could win at Tennessee. Denver, tough game. And at Raiders. So 2 or 3 wins there, but not 5. And I think they're going to have to win out.
So Real Thor, I said Bears plus 6.5 to cover. So are you saying the under is there as well? No.
We're talking about baseball. That was baseball.
No. He's talking about the Bears.
I know, but he was saying that the dog and the under. He was talking about correlated parlays. That's baseball only.
Baseball only. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Right. Big Dre, you need to really call your credit card. I'm going to start charging you for questions. One more question. You're going to have to Apple Pay me. 702.
Dre, man, you're reading into it too much. You could have a million of those questions on every single scenario.
This is what I want you to do, Dre. Look at your P&L from January 1st
right
to now. Are you up? Are you down? Every guy that calls us on the phone tells us that they had a great yesterday, right? I go, what's your P&L from January 1st? And then conveniently nobody knows it. Now, if you have a sports book account, a legal sports book account, you can't get out of that because all you got to do is they literally do the bookkeeping for you. You just hit the button and it tells you. Now, I think oh, there you go.
That's different.
No, somebody put down 45K. Nick, what are you waiting for? Call Costi. But that's the whole thing. Nobody wants to look at that. Nobody wants to look at that. It's like we're going to just forget about that button we can click when we log into our FanDuel account or our DraftKings account or our Fanatics account. We're just going to avoid the fact that we can actually see the reality of where we are in reality. Yeah, it's always busted now. Everybody. So the whole thing is the down 45K. Costi is one of those things I used to make jokes about it. Nobody, and I'm not saying this for Nick, but I'm just using that commentary as a point. Do you think, and I can't speak for Nick, I'm going to make it now, a hypothesis, an assumption, which is, do you think Nick put in $45,000 as his first deposit and lost $45,000, or do you think Nick did micro deposits, 500, 600, 700 at a time, and then looking back in the rearview mirror is down 4,500? What do you think, Costi?
I would say the micro deposits seems like the right answer.
He said $300 a day. Exactly. Look what he just put, $300 a day. So
that's a lot of days.
The way not to lose 45,000 has nothing to do with picking winners. Stick the total amount of money you want into your account at once, and then work backwards and trade off it. This is the biggest leak in sports betting. You don't open up a stock trading account and put $300 a day into trade stocks, right? You just, because again, walk up, get the app on your phone. We have a guy that bet 500,000 at Fanatics in Chicago and in Schaumburg, Illinois. And I got another guy in Tinley Park. I got more clients in Chicago than you got friends and family, Nick. So all these guys have apps. They can fund the apps. How much did our guy, he bank wired in 500,000 in one shot? Right. Fanatics Chicago.
Yeah, but they actually want actual financials.
Well, of course, right.
This guy's asked. He did answer. This is the second time he asked. My biggest parlay hits 22,000. It should have been 54 3 weeks ago, but
How about my parlay? Opened an account at Fanatics in Baltimore before they closed. And it wasn't a parlay. It was an outright golf winner. And Micah said, hit this for 1,000 to win. And I just real quick funded the account, hit it for 1,000 to win. He texts me like 4 days later. He's like, we hit. I'm like, what? And I log in the account. It's like 45,000. And then I get an email from the sportsbook. We really appreciate your business. We no longer want your business. Please withdraw your money and have a good day. Literally just shut me down off one bet. Motherfuckers. That's the thing. Like I said, all these people. So think about the whole walk-up thing at Wrigley Field. You're able to basically sell yourself on the fact that you're not wagering that much money. And I say this with like compassion and empathy. I feel bad when clients do that because the legalization of sports betting there's a walk-up casino, Costi, right at the entrance of Washington Nationals.
there you go. Yes.
What about
Great solution. Take the wraparound, parlay them all together.
Or just call me and buy my underdog hockey. I'm up 25.
Buy Chris's day. And if you can't afford it, buy Chris's daily.
Yeah, exactly.
The Ruffalo man.
But no, seriously, the whole like daily, that's just the easiest way to if you're going to use $300 a day, that's $9,000 a month. Take $9,000 on the first day of the month. Just stick the $9,000 in the account. Now you have $9,000. You'll respect that $9,000 much more as trading capital than you will the $300 a day.
Well, those guys that are doing $300 a day, think of it like this: prior to having,
they already have the $9,000.
Prior to having sports betting in their state, those are the same guys that are walking into 7-Eleven and playing Keno. One day at a time. One day at a time. One day at a time. It's the same thing. You're just betting it because it's a source of entertainment when you're going to the game. But in reality, if what he's saying is accurate, he's negative 45K. It's brutal, man. What we do, to be honest, it's not easy. The hardest part is having composure during losing streaks.
Well, no. So let's just.
They're not actual streaks, but losing days compounded together.
The hardest part of what we do, not the Cappers and PickDawgz, is if you called me up and said, I want to work with you. And I said, what's your bankroll? And you said $300 a day. And I would say to you, call me back when you put $9,000 in your account. And I wouldn't even do business with you because I already know you're setting yourself up for failure. You can't win living the daily death and emotion of each individual result in each individual game. It just can't happen. So I turn away a lot of people that want to do the daily because I can't change human behavior, but I can tell you that long-term, it's just not going to be successful. So look at the 45,000. Don't say you're busted. No, you're only busted if you didn't learn from it. It's the tuition of learning what not to do. So now if you ever do it again, you can't get my empathy or compassion. But now you know you never do that again. So now you just wait. Save your $300 a day till you have $9,000. Then stick your $9,000 in an account and say, that was my tuition. $45,000. I don't know how old you are. That's like a semester at a good college. Okay, that was your tuition at a college. Harvard is $60,000 for a semester. So you paid less than what it costs to go to Harvard to learn what not to do. So now take that with you going forward. If it's just, I lost $45,000 at $300 a day, I'm going to walk in today and I'm going to bet another parlay for 300. Don't expect the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So don't beat yourself up. Learn from it.
I'm going to leave it with this one. 778. Looks like it's a cowboy.
778.
If you're up big time betting this way, why are you betting a couple hundred a day is what I will ask you. Because otherwise you'd be betting a lot more. With that being said, everyone, thank you again. We will be back here next week. Tales from the Ticket, episode 32. We appreciate each and every one of you. Be sharper today. Be smarter today. Don't put micro deposits in. That's the takeaway from today. Only do correlated parlays in baseball. And if you are going to parlay, UFC is this weekend. Do it that way with the right information.
Call Costi for that $50,000 guaranteed parlay, baby. Lock of the century.
Oh, God, I'll never let that one down. We'll be back here next week. Everyone have a great day.